Hi everybody, thanks for clicking on this video. Hopefully you saw my 12-week year closeout so you can see how I did last quarter. I like to do the 12-week year. It's just a different way to do your goals. Instead of doing them on an annual basis, which is 12 months, you plan to reach your goals in a 90-day increments, and it's just an easier way, 12 weeks, to stay on top of your goals, stay disciplined, make sure you're doing something every day to reach those goals, and you're more likely to reach them. Even if not, it's just a good way to give yourself some discipline and create the habits that will at least get you to where you want to be or closer to it. So I'm going to share with you my 12-week year goals, how I plan to reach them, and what habits I'm going to be tracking every day. So stay tuned. On to my next 12-week year. I've already filled out what weeks are what, all the way down to 12. This is my final score for the quarter. So we'll see if we can get it to be better than the last quarter. First goal, 5 pounds. So we took it down from 10. I want to lose 5 pounds at least. I am at a plateau, unfortunately. I will not be too hard on myself because I did lose 20 pounds since November. But it's been very hard to get to my goal, which is 10 pounds more. We'll see. I'm still very happy where I am. I still look better. My face is slimmer to me. I'm down to dress size. Unfortunately, down to bra size, but we'll take what we can get. All right, so I'm going to lose 5 pounds, and these are the habits or the plans or I forget what they call it in the book, but these are the things that I'm going to do to reach it. 80 ounces a day of water, so that's up from last time. That's going to be a little bit more difficult for me. Cut down on sugar, work out 4 days a week. On my remote days, I want to do 45 minutes at least on the treadmill. I usually tend to do more, but at least 45 minutes. I want to fast at least 4 days a week for 15 hours. So for intermittent fasting, that definitely helped me lose the first 20 pounds. It's kind of hard though. So I might even go down to 14 hours just to get myself back into it. Actually, that's what I'm going to do. Oh, apparently that was not written with my erasable pen. So I'm going to do 14. Maybe you can't see it. I'm going to do 14 hours just to see. Maybe I'll change it to 14 and a half for the next month. But for the first month, we'll do it to 14. Track my weight and calories on this Dollar Tree weight tracker. What is this called? Dollar Tree Goals Journal. I'm really hoping you guys can see this because there's a glare on my end and I can't see if you can see. All right, so that's that. Second goal is to reach $1,000 in car emergency. As of right now in car emergency, let's see what I have because I want to be able to track this by the end of the year. So in the bank, I have in car emergency $513.26 as of now. And then in cash, I have, was it 20 bucks? 20 bucks. That was from August. See, I haven't updated these. All right, so we have $20 in cash. So we'll see what we have by the end of this. So right now we have $533.26 starting. Excuse my handwriting. It's not good, but it is what it is. All right, so to reach that, no dining 5 days a week at least, which should be reasonable. Save half of my rollover to car emergency and half to debt. So if I still have discovered debt throughout the next 90 days, I'm going to put half of any money that I have left in my wallet to debt, or anything I have left in grocery, gas, whatever, to debt, and half will go to my car emergency savings. Usually have specific things that they're going to go to, but this is going to be my priority, so that's where we'll go with that. No spend 3 days a week at least, so just to keep it reasonable, hopefully I will try not to spend at least 3 days a week, hopefully more, but that's the minimum that I want to do. Extra income, 1/4. Oh, any extra income that I get, I'm going to put 1/4 of it to car emergency. So anything that unexpectedly comes in, a refund or whatever, I'll put 1/4 of that to car emergency and the other to other savings. But I want to make sure that this gets money first. I want to increase my overtime, which I've already started doing. I do overtime every single week. So every time you see my budget, there's overtime included. Low spend. for 2 paid periods. So I have chosen the first week of September, the first 2 weeks of September, and mid-October to do low spend weeks, which means I will give myself half of what I usually budget in my wallet, and we'll challenge ourselves to, spend less those weeks. And I'm also going to be using this as a priority in my always fund, in cash, and then automatic savings. So at the beginning of my paycheck, the first thing that I take out is automatic savings. So some of that is going to go to car emergency. And then I also want to possibly save in cash. So at the end, if you've ever seen my bi-weekly budgets, you'll see I have an always fund, which are these envelopes in here in this binder. They get money every single time that I get paid, and I pull that out in cash to save. So I'm going to move that to the always fund, which means I need to update my cheat sheet. Right? And that's something that I use every payday too. Again, you can see my bi-weekly and monthly budgets. That'll show you kind of how everything ties in together. But I'm going to add it here. You see I already put, it's blank here, how much I want to put, because once I finish paying off Discover, that's my plan, hopefully by the end of September, I want to add car emergency in here and be able to put more there. So we'll see. And then, maybe pay more to some other bills. But I like to kind of do the Dave Ramsey, snowball method? So when one thing is paid off, I try to put more money towards another priority. So that's what I'm going to do here. And then lastly, basement project. This has been on my to-do list probably for years, if I'm honest, probably for years. But I did do some updates to it. We did move some things around down there, so we do have some more space. But I need to clean it out. I need to sweep. I need to redo the walls because they got like water damage. So I need to redo the walls, get rid of all the cobwebs, all that good stuff. So that's a project that I want to finish over the next 3 months. So my plans for that is to plan in advance. So what I'm going to do, I need to write out what I need to do, what my plans are, how much money I'm going to need, blah, blah, blah. I need to purchase bins and labels with my low spend savings. So money that I save here, I'm also going to put some into purchasing some organization supplies, basically, for the basement. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the project into small parts, weekly or bi-weekly. I don't really know which one I'm going to do. Just depends on how much time I have, because there's always something going on, man. I'm telling you. Single mom, a full-time worker, a homeowner, somebody that's going to school and doing YouTube, and 12-week year and trying to lose weight and learning Spanish. And I do a lot, but I like to stay busy. So it just keeps me in good spirits, honestly, to stay busy and be productive and have things to do and to be striving for better. So that's why I want to share this with you guys, because this 12-week year, having these goals, honestly, it is so good for me. Like, not only in reaching the goals and trying to stay healthy, but every time I check off something that I did that I plan to do, I feel like I'm fulfilling promises to myself, and that's helping my self-esteem. It's helping my mood. It's preventing depression. It's preventing anxiety, because at least I know what I've done in a day. So I'm telling you, man, if you have not tried the 12-week year, I highly, highly suggest it for several reasons. Your goals do not have to be big. They can be small. They can be obtainable. Attainable. They can be as small or as big as you want. You can have as many, which don't suggest more than 4, or as little. You can just have one goal that you want to stick to or reach by the end of the 12-week year. And I'm telling you,
but I am telling you right now,
even if you don't reach it, the actions that you take are going to have a positive effect on your brain.
Thinking small. We need to be thinking big. You need to be thinking big. You need to be thinking big. Think big.
If you guys are interested in the motivational speeches that I listen to, or the educational speeches that I listen to, I will start to share those links in my posts. So if you're interested, please let me know, but make sure you're subscribed so that you can see those.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you.
We don't care.
That way, every morning when I'm listening to it, whenever you have time, on your way to work, on your way home, during your commute, whatever, before bed, while you take a shower, listen to those videos. I'm telling you, over time, they help. Every day they do. Purchase paint and wall repair products. So this is going to cost me some money. This is going to cost me some money. This is going to be saving. This is going to cost me some money. So I have to purchase paint and repair products. So I'll probably have to sand some things and strip some things, all of that stuff. But, you know, I need to get large trash bags, research tips for repairs and organization. So I am going to probably be watching some YouTube videos because YouTube is the greatest place in the world to see, you know, some tips on how to fix some things that I need to do down there. I am contemplating whether I'm going to be selling my house in a couple years. And I just want to make sure I keep it in tip-top shape and repair the things that I need to do. All right, and then I've already set up, because, you know, I've been productive. I've already set up my habit tracker, so things that I am going to track each day for the month of September. So these are my 8 priorities for things that will directly affect the goals that I have. Working out 4 days a week, 80 ounces 5 days a week, no spend 3 days, so we're scoring based on that. And they each have a specific score if I reach them or not. Each day has a specific amount. No dining out 5 days a week, a 15-hour fast, which we're changing that to 14. At least 4 days a week, so most days out of a 7-day period. No social media, or 20 minutes. It's 20 minutes or less of social media 5 days a week. That is definitely doable, especially since I don't have Instagram right now. Once a month, I'll open it back up maybe and post like a monthly update, like, you know, things that we've done, things that I want to share, pictures, whatever. But that's pretty much it. 8 p.m. no screens 5 days a week. So I want to turn off the screen ideally Sunday through Thursday, if not even more. Basement project, I want to do something towards that at least once a week. That's the goal. Then the other things that I feel, you know, on my list of do's, assists, and, you know, lessons, these are things that I feel will be helpful. All right, come on, straight line. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. All right. So I want to check off when I'm making sure I take my vitamins, my medicine, my melatonin at night, or some kind of sleep aid. Using my planner every day definitely helps me get the other things done. Spanish lesson, I want to do at least once a day, whether that be listening to a podcast in Spanish, watching a movie in Spanish, but active Spanish lessons, right? Not passive ones. Reading, that's just something fun that I like to do at the end of the night, and it helps with my nighttime routine, which helps me get to sleep, which helps me have, you know, more rest for the next day. Definitely important. Again, these things all tie in together. A motivation or educational video or podcast in the mornings, or anytime during the day. I want to do that. Journaling definitely has been good for me. I don't like to make that a specific habit that I have to do at a specific time, because then it's not as fun, it's not as relaxing if it's a chore. So I decided not to do that anymore. And I want to use my book to track my calories and my activity, right? And of course, I'm tracking my steps every day. I didn't put a minimum step on here, which is okay because clearly that didn't work last time. And I'm going to be working out and fasting and drinking my water. So hopefully those things can go towards, you know, if I can reach, you know, 7,250, maybe 7,500 steps, let's say. You know, that's not really a huge goal for me, but that's a bonus goal. Also, I want to see if by the end of the 90 days, I can finally reach 6,000 subscribers. To every channel, it happens. So I'm not too worried about it, but I would like to reach 6,000 subscribers. Quality over quantity, you know, I'm just really glad that the people that are here I love you guys. You are the best audience I could possibly have. You're always motivating me. You're always reminding me that I've come a long way, and I appreciate you guys. I try to respond to every comment, but if I can't, if I haven't, please know that I appreciate every single comment, every single like, every single subscriber. I don't make a lot of money on YouTube, maybe about $100, which is probably about $10 a video that I do, but I do this for you guys, and you guys keep me motivated. So that's how you pay me back, is by your comments, your love, your subscribes, your likes. I appreciate it, especially the comments. I appreciate shares, that too. I appreciate, because I do think this information is very helpful for other people. But and then the last thing that I did, of course, is to set up my scoring, how much each habit is worth, so that I can score it at the end of the week and see if I'm staying on track. And of course, I need to get a sheet of paper for my what works and what doesn't. I'll probably honestly just keep that somewhere in my planner, because that's what I'm going to be using every day. So I keep this as a planner. And then like this week, this coming week, the whole month, I've actually planned out my meals. So you can see that I've already planned those out through the end of the month. So yay for me. I'm really prepared this time. So I'm really hoping things go the way that I want. I'll probably keep this in my planner too. I'm gonna move this over to my planner. And then I have it mostly filled out for the other months, but because, like I said, my 12-week year is a little bit different, I might track different things the last 2 months. So we'll see. I'm going to be tracking my steps, my weight, whether it's up or down. I'm not giving you the real numbers. Although, facts never bothered me, but it is what it is. Total savings, I'm going to be writing that out, in total steps as well. So I'm very excited. Oh, and the last thing that I like to do before I begin my 12-week year is to write out my sinking funds, so all the savings that I have, see what I started with and what I ended with, to know if I'm up or down. Okay, so the first quarter I went up by $4,000, so wow, that was a lot saved, but I think that was because of my income tax refund, mostly. Quarter two, I went down by $3,000. That's because of a bunch of expenses that I didn't expect to come out. No, that's just because of a bunch of things that were due or that I planned to pay for came out, some vacation things, some unexpected repairs, all kinds of stuff. So, car repair, I think that took the bulk of it. So, that's why we're bulking up car emergency bags. All right, so I will come and show you that soon. I don't know. But that's it for me today. I really appreciate it. Please come back, see how this 12-week year goes. Please let me know what your goals are for your 12-week year, because I encourage you to try it if you haven't already. Start with one. If it's your first time, I suggest starting with 1 or 2 goals, 3 at the most, of things you want to reach, and then you work backwards. So where do you see your future self? What do you want to work on? And then the steps that you're going to take to get there, and what things you need to do every day to get there. So you're kind of working backwards, 3 months, 1 month, every day, that kind of thing. So, and then you want to check in every week, see what works and what didn't, and adjust as you go. That's how I suggest to do it. Some people keep the same habits throughout the whole 12-week year, but we'll see how it goes. Maybe I have picked the best habits to reach those goals, and I will be on my way. All right. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I will come in and check in after the first week of the 12-week year, show you how that went, and then we'll see if we're going to do weekly or bi-weekly. Let me know what you guys want. But I always appreciate it. Thank you so much. Again, question of the day, what are your goals for the next 12-week year? Yours probably already started, because mine starts on a different schedule. So what are your goals? I always want you to remember, it is about progression and not about perfection, whether it comes to your budget, life, goals. It's progression over perfection. Thank you for watching. Happy saving. Bye.